Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're well. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the best time to post on Instagram. Now, the best time to post for you is going to depend on you and your audience. I'm going to give you some tips and tricks to figure out the best time for you to post for your exact audience a bit later on in this video. But first, I'm actually going to tell you the best times to post like universally, okay? And this is based on loads of different articles that I've read where different publications have done loads of research based on a ton of different Instagram posts, and they think that they've come up with a list of the best times for everyone to post, okay? So I'm gonna give you the rough results of what they've come up with. I feel like they might surprise you. So, according to a few different articles, the best time for you to post is between 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. And this is 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. like local time, right? So this is 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. whichever time zone you're in, okay? Which to me seems a bit wild. I don't know about you. When I first heard it, I was like, what? Between 5 a.m. and 6 a.m.? That's absolutely mental. But then I actually thought to myself, well, let's look at when I post. So I post between 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. I do that because I know that's the best time for me to post for my audience. Now, you may be thinking, well, that's significantly later than 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. But a lot of my audience aren't based in the UK, so they're not on my time zone. A lot of them are actually based in the US, right? And between 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. in the UK is the morning for the US. And the technique behind figuring out the best time to post isn't just knowing when your audience is online, but actually knowing when the best time to post is, which is going to give your content an opportunity to rank a bit higher, which means that when your audience come online, they're more likely to see your posts, right? So for me, the best time for me to do that is a few hours before when my audience are online, which actually, when you think about it, is about 6 a.m. Like, it's around that time. So actually, maybe these studies are onto something, and that really is universally the best time for you to post. Now, according to a bunch of different articles, the worst time for you to post varies. It's usually around midday, so like midday to 2 p.m. But then also on the weekends, posting like in the afternoon, late afternoon, evening is just like a no-go, which makes complete sense. Because like if you are posting at 8 p.m. on a Saturday, like who is that post for? Who do you want to see that post? Like, no one's going to see it, not your audience anyway. So generally that does make more sense not to post at those times. Now, stuff like that varies so much depending on the social platform that you're on. So for example, me posting on YouTube at 1 p.m. on a Sunday is a great idea. However, me posting on Instagram at 1 p.m. on a Sunday is a terrible idea. So please only take this to be relevant to Instagram rather than all other social media platforms. If you're wondering, okay, how on earth am I going to stay on top of posting between 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. in the morning? Like, what on earth? How am I going to do that? Well, this is a perfect segue for me to talk about the sponsor of this video, Agorapulse. So this is the back end of Agorapulse. I wanted to show you this bit in particular because it has a bit of information about some of the additional tools that it has. So it has a Chrome extension, which allows you to publish content from any web page. It has an automated moderation workflow. God, that sounds fancy, doesn't it? Which basically allows you to get rid of spam, which is an absolute lifesaver. Moderate comments on your ads, which is so great if you do have some paid activity. And it's got an app and it has keyboard shortcuts and stuff like that. So at the minute, what we're in is my messaging area. So that's why some of this might be a bit blurred out. There is 99 plus messages here, so if you're waiting for me to get back to you, just hold on, it's coming. I'm getting there. I literally spend like an hour every day responding to messages, so I will respond at some point. You just gotta be patient. But down here you can see more of their features. They have a listening tool which basically allows you to follow specific hashtags and, you know, collate all the information and the different posts which people are sharing about that hashtag, which is great. Publishing calendar, which I'm going to come on to in a minute. Publishing lists, fans and followers, which I love. It's just this bit which basically, I'll click on it. Basically, it's going to show you who your biggest fans are and basically show you your advocates. You know, I love that word if you're a regular viewer. It's going to show you who regularly engages with your content. It's got a reporting element, which obviously everyone always loves. Here it's going to show, it looks like there's been a big dip here, but there hasn't. It's just that this is not tracked to my most recent analytics. But here it's showing your interactions. It's interestingly here, it does show you your users' activity, and therefore it does show you which times this platform thinks it's best for you to post. Now, these timings align with what I believe to be the best time for me to post. Anyway, I wanted to show you the publishing calendar bit. Now, I purposely removed my link to this because I didn't want you to see all of my future publishing, all of my future content. But here you can see all the content that I've posted recently. I've been very active on my Instagram recently, but it basically shows you like your overall calendar, and you can go like this and go monthly and basically schedule all of your content into the future. Now, I in the past have used other scheduling tools like Planoly and Later. This tool is a bit more powerful and robust when you're running a business from your Instagram. So if that's you, then I recommend checking out this one. You just press the schedule button, you upload a photo. Should I find a funny photo for me to upload? You just use a screenshot. These are my screenshots that I use for my thumbnails. How embarrassing. I'm just going to use a screenshot. I'm obviously not going to upload this to my Instagram, but this is what it would look like if I was going to. And then I was type out my caption. I'm just going to put lol, look at that face, as my caption. And then I'm gonna click here, use hashtags. I think I've got a group of hashtags saved, which are called my IG marketing hashtags. Whenever I have hashtags saved, I don't always just use the same ones. I usually go through and chop and change. I might delete some of them, delete these ones. Whatever I think is the most useful one for that piece of content, the most relevant ones, I'll leave in there. As long as I've got at least 3, I'll leave them in there. And then, yeah, you can also share across a bunch of different platforms as well. You can add it to a queue. I haven't tried out the YouTube function yet, but I think I'm going to. You can schedule, add it to a queue, or publish now, and basically that's what it looks like. So that's a really handy tool if you're thinking, how on earth am I going to keep on track or on top of publishing my content at 6 a.m. in the morning? This is how. Agorapulse is how. So now I'm going to give you my top tips for figuring out when the best time to post for your audience is, okay? Because those information about the general best time to post, it's good to know and have in the back of your mind, but you really want to figure out the best time for your audience. So my main tip is to use the platforms and the insights available to you. So of course, Instagram, if you've got a business or creator account, you do have access to their insights tools, which will tell you when your audience are most active. Also, if you have got access to other platforms like Agorapulse, they tend to give you even better insight generally into your analytics as a whole, but also they're going to give you further insight into when your audience are most active too. So using a platform like that is really going to help you. You basically want to get familiar with when your audience are most active. It's also worth noting actually that there is another tactic that you can use where if you go on Instagram live as if you're about to go live, right? So you scroll along and you go to the bit where it looks like you're about to go live. Instagram will actually tell you how many of your audience are currently online, which is really useful if you want to make a habit of just checking different times of day, how many people are actually online. What that's going to allow you to do is to get familiar with when your audience are most online, right? So it's another way of you getting familiar with that data. It's not something for you to check every time you post, and I'll come on to why in a second. It's more something for you to keep an eye on every now and again, just so that you get genuinely familiar with when your audience are online. The reason why I don't think that you should check that your audience are online before you post is because you should really be posting a few hours before they're online. So you want to find the time when your audience are most online, let's say 5 p.m, and you want to detract about 3 hours from that, okay? 2 to 3 hours from that time. And that is when you want to post. So if it's 5 p.m, you want to post at 2 p.m. Okay, so you want to post at that time because it's going to give the algorithm a bit of chance to get familiar with your post, see how it's performing, and then hopefully it means that when your audience comes online, that post is going to be there, ready and waiting, top of their feed, ready to be engaged with, right? So that is my top tip for figuring out when the best time to post is for you. I hope you found this useful. It was a really short video, but I thought it'd be really useful to everyone. If you did, then I recommend checking out this video. It's all about my top tips for building a community on Instagram. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video.